Now we're going to start with 1 stick of butter, and you know, when you're making cookies, I am learning a lot from the pastry chefs and the other chefs I work with, is softened butter is the key. So if you're thinking, you know, if you think it's Friday and you want to make cookies on Saturday, pull that butter out of the fridge and just leave it on the counter, and that'll be just perfect. So we pulled this out this morning, and after a couple hours it softens right up, but that really is key when it comes to making great cookies. So 1 stick of softened butter, and then I've got half a cup of brown sugar and a 1/4 cup of just regular white sugar, and I'm going to cream those together. Full recipes on our website, so don't worry about writing everything down right now. So we're going to cream our butter and sugar together until it gets nice and fluffy. Now, always 2 things going on when we do cookies. We've got our dry ingredients, and then we've got our butter and sugar and our wetter ingredients in 2 different things. So I've got a 1.25 cups of flour, just regular old white flour. Got a 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and I'm using kosher salt. I've fallen in love with kosher salt. And once you just start, you know, it's not expensive. It's in the same place as the regular salt at the grocery store. Comes in a box, and you know, the chefs that I work with have gotten me hooked on kosher salt for baking, when you're, you know, seasoning meats, all that kind of good stuff. And then 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. So I really want to have my butter and my sugars be a little bit fluffy, so I'm going to give them a little bit more time. And by all means, if you have a great cookie recipe, I need to know about it. Don't keep it a secret. That's the one thing I do love to bake. You know, on the weekends, on a Sunday afternoon, Ireland will say to me, "Hey Mom, let's bake cookies." And for years and years and years, my kids, this is embarrassing, my kids thought homemade cookies came from the roll in the refrigerator, you know, the refrigerator kind that you sliced off. And one day Ireland said to me, "Mom, seriously, I think we can do this." And we've been baking homemade chocolate chip cookies ever since. So, not that those roll of cookies in the refrigerator don't come in handy every once in a while. So it looks great. My butter and my sugar are starting to get a little bit fluffy. I'm going to add 1 egg. I was daring there. At home, I'll usually crack it right into a bowl just to make sure, especially if Ireland's in the kitchen with me. We don't want to get any shell into the cookies. And then a teaspoon of vanilla. That's perfect. And at home, I don't have one of these fancy KitchenAids. I just use a hand mixer. So if you don't have one of these, don't worry about it. A hand mixer works great. So I'm going to add my flour in here, and I do it kind of gradually in batches. Got the apron on today, so I'm not wearing white after I get done with this. And now I can add the rest of that flour. Just get that going in there. Now this doesn't make a real big batch. This is kind of the perfect batch to make on a Sunday when you know, it's just for the family. So if you're going to be taking these to work or you want a whole bunch of cookies, definitely double this batch. Okay, that looks great. Our dough is all combined there. So the last thing we're going to do is we're making white chocolate macadamia nut cookies, which I actually have a favorite cookie place. If you've ever been to Harbor Springs, Michigan, which I was born in a little town right near there called Petoskey, Michigan. It's about 5 hours away, and we have a cottage over there, and it's just a magical place. Got a lot of fond memories over there. But there's this little teeny, and this is the good kind of eaten dough too, but I'll be well behaved and I won't lick the spatula or the beater or anything like that. There's this little teeny cookie shop, and they get written up all the time as one of the best chocolate chip cookies in the country. It's called Tom's Mom's Cookies. And they make a mean white chocolate macadamia nut, but their original Tom's Mom's cookie is just a chocolate chunk cookie, and it seriously is one of the best cookies I've ever had. But people come from all over the country, and it's, like I say, this little peach-colored house, and you'd never know that they cranked out some of the best cookies ever. So if you get to Harbor Springs, Michigan, or if you've ever been there, email me and let me know. It is a great little place, kind of one of those tucked away little secrets. But one time I was walking downtown in Harbor Springs, and it's just a quaint little town, kind of like a Norman Rockwell little town, and these people from England said, "Where's the cookie place?" And I'm not doing a very good accent, but yeah, people just go there for the cookies. All right, so I'm going to take my macadamia nuts, these beautiful macadamia nuts, and I don't want to put them in there whole. I've got about a cup. And I just want to smash them up a little bit. I still want to know that they're in there, but the whole nuts are a little bit big, so I just crush them up a little bit. And then I've got 1 cup of white chocolate chips, and it's that easy. If you can find the white chocolate chunks, those would be great too. All right, so let's start making these cookies. I'm just going to use a spatula to get the nuts in there and the chips. Preheated oven is also key, and everybody's oven is different, so you probably know what temperature your oven cooks cookies best. At home, I do mine at like 325, but here in the studio, we do a good 350. And the best way to do the cookies, really, I found, are these scoops. I've also fallen in love with these scoops that you can get at, they sell them right at Cook's Corner, and they make making cookies so much easier. And then parchment paper. I mean, who wants to be cleaning up, the pans? This is like so wonderful, and it's just not a big deal at all. You just find it with the saran wrap and the tin foil right in that aisle, and just cut it to fit your pans. And we use this all the time when we're making cookies. Makes cleanup a breeze. So you can just drop this, and this makes nice big cookies. Make sure and leave some space in between. Just had a big bake sale. You've been hearing me talk about that for Ireland's Girl Scout troop, and shoot, I should have made these. These sort of sells. I was like the queen of cupcakes. I did like 12 dozen cupcakes. I never want to see another cupcake again for a while, but next time I'll have to do these white chocolate macadamia nut cookies. So it's that easy. If you want to, you can press them down a little bit, but these turned out perfectly. Again, we got them into our 350-degree oven. Don't overcook your cookies. Just like, when you are toasting nuts, cookies continue to bake once they're out of the oven. So, and once you overdo it, man, there's nothing worse than burning a batch of cookies. So keep a close eye on them. These take about 10 to 12 minutes, and pull them out even if they're a little bit, you don't think they're done, because they'll continue to bake on that cookie sheet. So in these will go. Out mine come. And they're gorgeous. And that parchment paper cookies slide right off. Keeps your pans really nice too. You invest in those great cookie sheets. Oh, shoot, I'll have to have that last one. My white chocolate macadamia nut cookies, they're absolutely fabulous. Recipes on our website. You can also pick it up at any Festival Foods. And we're just getting this whole party started. We're going to have a ton of fun today and make a lot of things.